If you're pouring your heart into your podcast, but still struggling to turn those listeners into paying clients, I've got something just for you. Imagine having a clear, simple plan to turn your listeners into buyers without relying on a huge audience or spending hours on social media. That's exactly what we'll create together in a podcast profit plan discovery call. During this free 20-minute call, I'll help you discover more opportunities for profit in your podcast and give you the next best step to turn your show into a client attracting machine. If I've got an offer that will help you expedite this process, then we can also discuss working together. Book your free podcast profit plan discovery call now by going to podcastingformoms.co/profit plan or by clicking the link in the show notes. I can't wait to chat with you. Welcome to Podcasting for Moms, the show for moms in business ready to start, grow, and scale a podcast that turns their listeners into buyers. I'm Jenny Soneson, a podcast strategist and fellow mom entrepreneur. You're in the right place if you want to learn how to start and grow a podcast that attracts your ideal clients and really does the heavy lifting for you when it comes to selling your offers, all while balancing life as a busy mom. Are you ready to create a podcast that grows your income, impact, and influence? Let's make podcasting work for you because as moms, we know how to get things done. All right, let's jump into the episode. If launching your podcast has ever felt like trying to build a spaceship during nap time, this episode is for you. Let's jump in. Welcome to Podcasting for Moms, the show for moms in business ready to start, grow, and scale a podcast that turns their listeners into buyers. I'm Jenny Soneson, a podcast strategist and fellow mom entrepreneur. You're in the right place if you want to learn how to start and grow a podcast that attracts your ideal clients and really does the heavy lifting for you when it comes to selling your offers, all while balancing life as a busy mom. Are you ready to create a podcast that grows your income, impact, and influence? Let's make podcasting work for you because as moms, we know how to get things done. All right, let's jump into the episode. Hey, and welcome back to Podcasting for Moms. If you've ever thought, I want to start a podcast, but I have no idea what I'm doing, or maybe you've already launched and thought, why didn't anyone tell me how hard this would feel? Then this episode's for you. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on what I wish I had when I launched my podcast. Because let's be real, as a mom trying to run a business and juggle life, podcasting needs to work for you, not against you. By the end of this episode, you'll walk away with a clearer picture of what actually matters when you launch and how to skip the fluff and start strong without burning out. Let's dive in. So let's rewind to when I launched my first podcast. It was 2018, and there weren't nearly as many resources for podcasters as there are now. I thought launching a podcast would be fun and simple. Just record, upload, and done, right? Oh, how wrong I was. I quickly learned that podcasting had a lot of moving pieces. I didn't have a roadmap. I was Googling everything. I recorded my trailer like 12 different times. I second-guessed my podcast name, and I spent way too long trying to make everything perfect. And honestly, I almost didn't launch at all, and I don't want this to be you, so let's learn from my mistakes. So I want to break this down into the 5 biggest things I wish I had when I launched my podcast back in 2018. So first thing is a clear launch plan and timeline. Not just a checklist, but a realistic step-by-step timeline that actually made sense for my life. I wish I had a roadmap that said, here's what to do each and every week, and here's where you can give yourself grace. The second thing I wish I had was support with strategy and tech help. So I was trying to be the strategist and the tech person, and it was a lot. I wish I had someone to bounce ideas off of, or even just a simple way to make sure that my podcast aligned with my business goals. Tech-wise, I wasted so many hours trying to figure out how to edit my show and other things that could have been done in 10 minutes with a template or a setup video. The third thing is confidence in my voice and message. So I really second-guessed everything. My voice, my message, whether anyone would listen. I wish I just had someone to say, this is normal, your voice matters, just start. Confidence comes from clarity and consistency, but I didn't know that back then. The fourth thing I wish I had was a promotional plan that didn't overwhelm me. So I was trying to be everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, email, you name it. And it was too much. I burned out really fast trying to keep up with that cadence. I wish I had a simple, repeatable promo plan that focused on connection over content overload. And lastly, number 5, accountability and encouragement. Launching alone can be lonely. I had no one checking in, no community cheering me on, etc. I wish I had someone or even just one biz bestie that was saying, "You got this, keep going." So, you may be wondering what I'd do differently today. And if I were launching this today, here is what I would do differently. So, I would batch 5 to 6 episodes before I even hit publish. I would map out my launch week with intention. I would focus less on downloads and more on building relationships. And I would outsource anything that I could. So, editing, show notes, graphics, all the things. And I would keep reminding myself that done is better than perfect. Your launch doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be you. And if you're getting ready to launch your podcast, here's what I want you to know. Your voice is needed, even if it's not perfect yet. You don't have to be everywhere. Pick one place to show up and do it well. You can grow into your show. You don't have to have it all figured out on day one. And also give yourself grace. You're building something beautiful in the margins of motherhood. And most importantly, you don't have to do this alone. If you're thinking about launching and want a step-by-step guide made for busy moms, make sure to check out my free podcast launch blueprint. It's the guide I wish I had when I started, and it'll help you go from idea to launch without the overwhelm. And if you're ready for hands-on help, definitely check out my podcast launch services, which is the shortcut that you didn't know you needed. You get strategy, tech, and done-for-you support wrapped into a 4 to 6 week process. So to learn more about my podcast launch services, you can go to podcastingformoms.co/podcast-launch. Links are in the show notes. Go take a peek and learn more about either of those options. And I can't wait to be back with you next week for another episode. Thank you for tuning into Podcasting for Moms. I hope today's episode gave you the tools and inspiration you need to make your podcast work smarter, not harder. If you love what you heard, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It means the world and helps other moms in business find the show. For more tips, resources, and support, head to podcastingformoms.co. Remember, you're not just building a podcast, you're building your legacy. Until next time, friends.